Yo, what is up, guys? It's your boy Viata, and you already know that it's time for real talk time. So this time I'm going to be talking about one of the most embarrassing moments I've ever had to go through in my entire life. Now, believe me, if you were a ghost and you were right there beside me, you'd probably be laughing your ass off and face palming to the point where you'd be creating a massive crater in your face. Believe me. So before we get into the story, let me give a bit of backstory first. So it's the end of grade 8, and I got a paper from my high school that told us the sports and the clubs that the high school provides. And the kids at the school always push this message of trying to pass the school year quickly by getting involved and, yada yada, all that good stuff. So I saw that they had a debate team, and if you know me, which you don't, I am shy and I can't stand talking in front of large crowds or debating against people I don't know. When I have to talk, I start stuttering like this kid. And I also lose my train of thought very, very quickly because my anxiety overwhelms me. Oh boy. So 1 second, I could be talking about how my dog died and then transition into some stupid shit like how Al Qaeda and Barack Obama were best of friends, and I pretend like it's one clear thought and I intended it to say it that like exactly that way. So anyways, I ended up joining the debate team, and our first tournament was coming up in, I don't even remember, in September. It was like the first month of school. So I initially wanted to join as a researcher, and what I had to do was research arguments for and against the other party, because I was still iffy about wanting to debate in front of others to actually start talking. So I wanted to be more of the guy behind the lines, not at the front lines. And so after going to all the practices, it turned out that the coach for the debate team actually wrote me down to debate with another one of my friends who I'll refer to as Mario. So generally, you would want to practice your arguments and what you're gonna say like a couple days before the tournament, but no, that didn't happen. You already know it's destined to be off because I didn't do that. So I shrugged it off. I thought I was gonna have the ability to debate like Donald Trump. Anyways, it was the day of the tournament, and everyone had to dress up nicely, like they had a dress code. And a ton of the guys there, they all had like full on suits, like they look very professional. But boy, I ain't having none of that. I ain't rich enough to buy myself a suit. I ain't rich, homie Quan. Chill. I was wearing like a plaid shirt with like dress pants and ugly black dress shoes. If I were to tell you how bad I look, you just have to look at a picture of Nickelback and then look at me, and then you can make the connection. Once we got to the building that we were going to debate in, I immediately started to shiver uncontrollably. Legit. I looked like I held onto an electrified fence that I didn't let go. My hands were shaking, knees weak, arms are heavy, mom spaghetti. Okay, let's get back on track here. So we signed into the tournament and we sat down at a table and we waited an hour for the tournament to start. After crumping like French Montana for an hour, they finally released the schedule and we had to look for a room. Like we couldn't even find the damn room and we had to call upon Jesus to take the wheel and guide us to that room. Like I even remember that we were late to the tournament. So we get after wandering the whole building, we finally get to the room and I see two things. Two judges and four girls. Usually in a debate there is one judge and there's two people on either side of the party. It was me and Mario, but they had four girls. And secondly, so there were four girls, and two of them ended up being researchers and sitting in for the debate, while the other two were the ones actually debating. We were like a two-man army, and these girls were not just from any other high school. They were from a high-end private school where a semester costs like $10,000. I'm not even kidding. I looked like a peasant compared to them. They had nice uniforms, ugh, and I looked like a first-time cosplayer. And for this particular debate, we got to choose our topic and argue our own points. And the girls, they had to argue that our three ideas were not good, and then they had to present their own. So our topic was something like unmanned drones are safer than drones piloted by actual people. And so since we chose the topic, we started off with our 3 points, and Mario was the first one to talk, and he did a good job for his first time. And so like he presented his idea and everything under the time limit, which is like 6 minutes is the max you can talk. Then it was the rich homie Quan Chick's turn to argue her 3 points against us, and then explain her 3 points. After that, it was my turn. But not only did I have to reinforce Mario's ideas, I had to argue the girl's 3 points. Man, at that point I don't even know what I got myself into, to be honest. I was like waiting for Johnny Cage to bust through the door and save me. So, I got up from my chair and I was preparing myself to start spitting bars. But oh man, I choked so hard that even a kid dying from choking on broccoli wasn't intense enough, or even close enough to how hard I choked. I said one sentence in one sentence only, and it was, "We live in a world where technology is advanced." That's it. That's all I said, and I stood up there for 5 minutes, sweating and pushing papers around, trying to find something to say. But I couldn't. It was awful. The girls were smirking and laughing. Hell, I even saw one of the judges pop a smile and chuckle at me. At that point, I started sweating an Olympic pool. After 5 minutes of silence and nothing happening, I just sat down. The other judge had a look on his face like, holy shit, this kid is dumb. You already guessed it. We lost the debate harder than Germany invading Russia during World War II. As much of an embarrassing moment it was for me, today I still remember it second by second and I laugh it off. This isn't my only story about about debating. Believe me, I have another story that would just baffle people. But that story is for another episode of Real Talk Time. If you guys enjoyed this, please leave a like and comment if you want to stay up to date with my releases, which with my schedule at the moment is a video a week because school is starting, and if I start with this habit, then it will continue over to the school year. So, I will see you all in the next video.